You hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? No, hello. Now, can you hear me? All right. This is always a challenge. I get the audio going and then I can't get the video. I've been fighting the audio for so long. And finally today we go, hey, it works. I mean, we let it run about 20 minutes. In fact, I run my battery down. Hopefully we'll have enough battery to record this. But got the video all set up, audio all set up. The video went down. It's like, really? Really? No. But I'm so looking forward, and please join with me that we want our own building so we can set this stuff up and have it there all the time. So I can just come in, you can come in, we can all just come in and go, namaste, right? Just namaste. So mote it be, and so let it happen, and all the other words we like to use to make that become a reality. Today we're going to talk about the soul's journey, reincarnation, memory, and healing. If you're on Facebook, you already saw it. You can go ahead, go home now because I've already shared it on Facebook and on various other platforms. So thank you for being here. Oh, you guys weren't seen on Facebook. Okay, well, welcome. And appreciate you being here. No, I can't let a message come in without having to share it more than probably I should. I'll make a song about it. I will make a blog about it, maybe another blog about it. Maybe I make a short video about it. And before you know it, I end up making 3 books about it. So this particular subject has been covered immensely. It is in my dreams, it's in my waking time, it is in my heart, it is around me. Oh, it's airing probably, made that noise. Reincarnation, the soul's journey, memory, and healing. See, one thing that I've shared with you many times is healing. We've talked about the soul doesn't retire. We've talked about we haven't died. We have a vision. As long as we have a vision, we're going to be healthy. I'll share one thing with you. When I'm not doing what I'm called to do, when I'm not busy sharing messages from spirit or wherever, I start slowly dying off. I start gaining weight. I start getting less healthy. I just kind of move my way down. It's a little harder to move around and stuff. But when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, when I'm following my vision and my calling, all of a sudden weight starts dropping back off. Aches and pains go away. I feel great. I'm smiling more. I think my hair even grows longer. I know it does in my chin, damn it. I'm sorry. That's an old lady joke, in case you don't know what that is because you're young. Um, you go to the senior center and you can see how long it's been before one of the sisters says, go ahead and shave your chin because some are down here look like goats. But if I start going a goatee here, let me know, okay? Because I don't want that to happen. Okay, I need you to do this affirmation with me. I am the river. I am returning. I'll do it first. I walk in the spiral path with grace. Let's begin with breath, presence, and a call to remember not just who we are, but who we've been. Okay, help me here. I am the river. I am returning. I walk the spiral path with grace. Let's begin with breath, presence, and a call to remember not just who we are, but who we've been. Now, I call it the spiral because we like to think of birth, teenage, middle age, death. We like this one line thought process. And it tends to kind of mess with you when it comes to a spiritual walk because you know your limited time. You may have 70 years, 80 years, 23 years. I mean, you have a limited amount of time in your mind. And so you act accordingly. But if you really understand that we're a spiral, just like the seasons, summer, spring, fall, winter, just like the leaves come and go, just like we raise up, we're alive, we die off, we come back again. We're spiraling around. We're going deeper and deeper in this path of growth and understanding and wisdom. It's not a simple line. It is a spiral. And that particular thing has really stuck with me as this month's gone by. And it's kind of revolutionized the way I think about things. Because I'll be honest, and I've shared that with you before, you get about 70 and you start thinking, how many more summers do I have? Right? Is it time to retire? Is it time to give up? Do I start planning for my ultimate farewell ceremony? Do I slow down in what I'm doing? Most of the time, it's yes. but it's not real because we're going to do this again. Some of us have unfinished business in previous lives, and we come back again, and we're going to deal with this issue again because we didn't finish with it last time. Some of us have fears and worries because at one life we might have drowned, so we're afraid of water. Another time we might have tried to fly and it didn't work. All these different things are impacting us right now. I'm calling it. No, I'm not going to call it. I got to stop for a minute. I forgot something. First, let me say that Ernest Holmes taught that the soul is eternal, evolving through experience. Reincarnation is not punishment or reward, it's opportunity, spiritual growth. I wanted to share that with you because I wanted you to understand this is science of mind also. It's not something weird out there. Science of mind teaches the same message. So you can rest assured I make sure I cover that. But what I want to do is I want to introduce you to the theme of this particular meeting. So if you relax a little bit and enjoy this, I hope. Not just once. Can you hear it? Not just twice. I spiraled through lives. I remember me.
Yo, I came through the veil with a flame in my chest, past lives in my breath, no need to second guess. I walked with the elders, I talk with the trees. My soul's got receipts from Atlantis to Belize. I'm the echo of a sermon, the rhythm of a rite, the medicine of memory, the keeper of the light. Every scar is a glyph, every dream is a clue. I spiral through lifetimes, yeah, you know it's true. Spiral live, spiral away. I rise, I fall, I find my way. Memories medicine, soul don't lie. I'm the breath of the earth and the voice of the sky.
I remember the fire, I remember the slide, I remember the herbs and the ritual blood. I remember the songs that the grandmother sang. I remember the spiral, the melon bang. I ain't just woke, I'm ancient and bold. My story's been told in the stars and the mold. From Tulsa to temples, I carry the flame. Reverend Dr, you know my name. I am the spiral. I am the thread. I am the memory that never forgets. I remember the fire, I remember the flood. I remember the herbs and the ritual blood. I remember the songs that the grandmother sang. I'm the breath of the earth and the voice of the sky. I ain't just woke, I'm ancient and bold. My story's been told in the stars and the mold. From Tulsa to temples, I carry the flame. Reverend of rhythm, you know my name. I am the spiral. I am the thread. I am the memory that never forgets.
Well, that pretty much says it in a nutshell. We were there from the very beginning of creation. We were moon dust at one time, perhaps. We've been a tadpole. We've been going through so many reincarnations for so long. There's nothing new underneath the sun, the Bible talks about. And I think that has something to do with us. We've been here a long time. We have been here a very long time. And along that journey, we've picked up some good things and some wisdom. And sometimes we picked up some things that weren't so good and we didn't have a chance to deal with it. And we carry it forward in our lives here. And by doing that, we could make ourselves a little on the puny side. We could be doing some things that are causing us some problems that we're not even aware we're doing it because it's inside us. It is inside us, more in the body than the memory. Our consciousness has a tendency to forget things, and that's protect us from being overloaded. I've mentioned before, too much social media will drive you crazy. We're not really designed to take it all in at one time, but we are designed to listen and learn and to grow. The healing is through awareness. We do not heal the past by forgetting it. We heal it by remembering it with love. Now, that is something that's very important because how often when you think of something you've screwed up on, do you feel bad about it? Do you feel guilty about it? How many relationships have you left or caused issues with that you feel guilty with, you're still carrying with now, or maybe even relationships 4 or 5 lifetimes ago? Because that is the tendency of our society around us to make us feel guilty and feel bad, because that's a very controlling, manipulative power thing that governments love to do. That is what gets you to stand in line at elementary school. That's what gets you to stay in line and pay your taxes. That's what gets you to do what's right because you're trained from a very young age. And they use guilt and punishment if you don't do it. So when we have an issue, what do? We use guilt and punishment in our own selves. You don't have to do that. You can love yourself and allow yourself to heal and allow yourself to forgive the mistakes you made. It'll make you much happier, much healthier, because too many of us are suffering from aches and pains because we're still stuck in something we feel guilty about a long, long time ago. Not just our DNA. You know, I'll have to admit that my DNA is my grandmother. I look like my grandmother, which is kind of scary. I didn't even realize that was happening to me. And I also find I do things my grandmother did too. That's also kind of scary because his body's just doing what the DNA has learned all these different years. So what my grandmother learned, she learned from somebody before that, and they learned before that. That's that DNA that transfers into the next body. Because every time you have a relationship where you're reproducing your own DNA, maybe mixing it a little bit, but still your DNA is there, and you're creating another DNA body with some of the same stuff that you went through. I think it's real fortunate that long time ago people reproduced really young before they had a chance to get miserable and irritable. Go through a lot of trouble, because that's what probably keeps us going. Because you get a little bit older, mommy and daddy, and you start taking on that DNA. It's been used a little bit more. It's experienced a few more things. So that child has a whole bunch more stuff than DNA. But it's just not regular DNA I'm talking about. I'm talking about theophysical DNA, which is beyond genetics. Our energetic blueprint may carry echoes of ancestral trauma, wisdom, and unfinished intentions. I wrote a book. Of course I did. I wrote a book. I think I have like 70 books out there now, so I've really been prolific. I wrote a book once on this whole thing about transgendered folks, and it got to be really popular a while back, and everybody knows going through it. And then all of a sudden now, of course, it's bad. So they're painting over sidewalks and stuff, get rid of that stuff and making it evil and bad. But whatever. I had a theory that it's connected with past lives. Maybe you were a Queen of Sheba one time, and now all of a sudden you're a janitor. And you still remember what it's like to be Queen of Sheba, so you want to reproduce that. And so you start wearing some heels and act like a Queen of Sheba. See, it's not really accepted too well in most of our society, but I'm thinking that's not just it, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much we're doing now connected with what we used to do. Where we were before, our beliefs and everything else is based on that past life. Anybody ever done a past life regression ceremony? Got some hands? Yes. Okay, you know what that's like. I did that once. Myself, actually done it a couple of times now to see where I was. And one of my favorite places was I was on this grass shack thing next to a big lake. And I was kicking back, enjoying the good stuff, listening to frogs. I thought, this is really good. I'm just going to be here by myself and enjoy this. So what happens in this life? I tend to like to be by myself near water someplace where I'm relaxed and not having to deal with anything. And I think that's connected with that past life. So I get uncomfortable sometimes in big crowds. It's hard to believe, but I've actually spoken and preached to big crowds, but I'm not that comfortable doing it. I'd prefer to be at my house, but it's a calling, something I have to do. So I go past that and just do what I'm supposed to do. But I'm sure some of us do not like going on the water because maybe a past life you had some episode where you didn't survive being in the water. And that would, of course, cause an issue. I think I already mentioned maybe you don't like flying because once you jumped off a cliff and you decided that really wasn't a good idea. So there's all this ancestor stuff that's stuck in there. But how do we heal that? Or is it important to heal that? Should we just, never mind. I'll just shut down here because it's okay. We don't really need to heal that, do we? We can just keep going with our struggles. I'm going to take that earring off. We can just keep going through our struggles. But if you want to get past the struggles, those everyday stuff, let's deal with it. You guys want to deal with it or you want to ignore it? So I get a show of hands. Let's deal with it. Are we ready to deal with it? Okay, there's a couple that say no. Let's go ahead. So you people who said no, people on the internet said no, bless your heart. Just continue your journey and turn this off right now and don't listen because I don't want to change your life that drastically. But if you want to, we need to heal it by forgetting it. We need to heal it by remembering. See, forgetting about it doesn't heal it. It's like you got a thorn. These are bruises, my dogs, by the way. They love jumping on me. So you got a thorn in there. It's not too bad. It's a little irritating, but you ignore it long enough. It could maybe get infected. It could maybe get further away. The best bet would be to pull that thorn out first thing. We have thorns in our flesh. Paul talks about that a little bit. We have things in us, part of us, that irritate us and continue to fester in our lives and we don't get rid of it. Sometimes the best thing to do is walk away from a situation. But certainly if something's bugging you, don't put it inside you, which made me think, which is totally off the record here, totally ignore this part. Do you know they just invented some robot sperm? Lord, is this artificial intelligence going to the next level where they reproduce themselves? I don't know. But I read that, I go, what? Is this a science fiction movie? See, things are moving quickly, but some things are not. Yeah, now we have phones that we can carry around with us. Before you had to go find a payphone or you went a party line, but things have changed. And AI has changed, computers have changed. We've all changed, but still, our bodies have not been able to keep up with it because we have not dealt with the past. So let's go ahead and do some healing. There's some things to do some healing. And we have to do that by, you're going to love this one, as soon as I figure out where I put it. Last time I came here, I left everything behind. It's not my first time. Here he is. We need to create a soul map. You say, what is the soul map? It is a tracing the spiral of memory and meanings. The soul map is a sacred tool for remembering. It reveals the recurring themes, talents, relationships, and lessons that echo across lifetimes. Like constellations in the night sky, these patterns guide us not with rigid lines, but with luminous threads of possibility. Anybody ever heard of a soul map before? Is that something new? Here's the landmarks of a soul map. First, you put down the core wounds and gifts, places where pain has carved death and healing from birth wisdom. So you get yourself a piece of paper or you get yourself a computer and you start making note of things that you kind of have memory of. Maybe it was a dream, sometimes dreams. Sometimes it's something that seems familiar to you, somebody you saw before. You make a little note of that and you start gathering that information. The second thing is you look at your ancestral echoes. You look at your traits, your stories, some unfinished intentions passed through the lineage. You start writing down the things that you do that you don't really understand why you do. You start making a collection of those things. You start writing them down. It doesn't happen right away. Just a little bit, write it down, keep an eye on it. Soul contracts, relationships that return again and again, offering growth or grace. Let's say, no, I've done this more than once. I've been in more than one relationship, which is exactly the same relationship I was in before, which is another relationship which I was in before, because I have not dealt with the issue of this relationship from past lives. So note that down. How many times you married the same person? How many times do you go to the same place over and over again? How many times do you make the same mistake? Write that down on your map. Now, your talents and affinities, skills that feel innate, passions that arise without explanation. If you find you have the ability to paint and do beautiful stuff, yet you never took art class. Say you can sing like the angels and you never took a singing class. Say you can do computers and stuff, and that's got to be a gift because I have no idea what I'm doing. But you're doing something without the innate understanding of why you do it, how you do it. You just have these gifts that come to you. Write those down. Artist, singer, a PE teacher, you're able to climb mountains, you're able to go swim, hold your breath longer. These things you write down on this chart. I got you confused already? Okay, we'll stop and let you think about that a little bit. That's long enough. Okay, sacred longings, dreams that persist through time, whispering you've been here before. Deja vu, dreams that keep happening. Anybody have the dream where you're in one room and you go, there's another door you didn't see, and you open that door and there's another room? Some of it looks familiar, like I've been in this room before. And this is another door. Anybody else done that? Yes, okay, good. It's just not me. I have this dream. Yeah. Again, these dreams, write them down because they're a sign. See, this spirit world kind of talks to you, the past life talks to you in visions, deja vu, dreams, running the same person. It's kind of important you pay more attention because what do we do normally? Our brain normally tries to ignore things that are unpleasant. I saw a dating app recently advertised on TV, and I'm not getting anywhere near the dating app, but there's a dating app that's one of the benefits they say on the commercial was that you can just disappear without having to make explanations. It gives you a fake number, and then all of a sudden you don't like that person. You swipe down, I guess, and set up or left, right, whatever it is you do, and all of a sudden you disappear, you ghosted. And they thought that was a really good deal. I can imagine how many people have their feelings hurt when somebody just disappears. But that's where we are right now. We don't want to deal with problems. We just want to disappear. We want to ignore it. Not really a healthy thing to do. Okay, so our soul map reflection questions. You ask yourself, what themes keep showing up in my life? You think about it a little bit. I said, this is something it'll take more than 24 hours to do this. It'll take days to do this. You start saying things like, what themes keep showing up in my life? I buy more than I can afford. I don't sleep as long as I would like to sleep. I get in bad relationships. I eat more sugar than I should. I tend to snap at people that I don't like. These things, write this stuff down. What feels ancient in my bones? Down deep level. What feels true to you? That you know beyond a doubt, no matter what they tell you is true. Usually dealing with yourself. I am a good woman. I know that down deep. I don't have to put up with your, they asked me not to say words like crap. So you don't have to put up with your, no. Of course, the other word for crap is even worse. So that's, anyway, these are deep beliefs that we have in our bones that we know about ourselves and we know about true. We know the sky is blue. Nobody have a problem with that? We know water is wet. I know I like to overeat sometimes, like a lot of times, actually, to be honest with you. I like the taste of sweets. I know it's easy for me to get into addictive behavior. And I repeat the thing over and over again. Thank you very much. No, thanks. It's kind of weird as I've gotten a little bit older and I'm doing more of this kind of stuff. The voice acts up. That's kind of weird, isn't it? But I can barely see, but I'm writing books. I can hardly hear, but I'm making songs. It only makes sense that I can't speak no more and I'm still speaking because I do not let limits keep me from doing what I know I should be doing. We should all be that way. So what am I here to complete, reclaim, or release? Now, this is the hard one. What the hell are you doing here? Did you just wake up like I did at 30? Go, my God, I'm still here. What am I supposed to do now? Nobody told me I would be 30. I mean, 30 was, when I grew up, was ancient. And I'm 30 and I go, I'm not bummed out. I go, like, I had no plan. I didn't know what to do. You have to figure out why you're here. It may take you to your 70 to figure it out. I have a friend that's in her 50s. She finally figured it out. When she first started talking to me, I I think she's in her 30s because these things are pretty, most people get over by 30. And she's trying to be 50. I go, oh, late bloomer. Okay, good. And she's doing well now. She's got a good job. She's a security person if she's watching. And she's in Florida as a security guard, got her own place. And it wasn't a year ago, she was living in her car after another broken relationship because she kept repeating the same pattern with these relationships. In fact, she got so good at breaking up relationships, she would use that app and just disappear. Just disappear. Anyway, the soul map's not fixed. It spirals, it evolves as you do. It is a mirror, a compass, and a prayer. I think I hear crickets. Yeah, I do. Those crickets. I know. Does it sound outrageous? Does that sound like a crazy thing to do? Yeah, it does. Are you going to do it? Probably not. Did I do it? Well, yeah, but I cheated. I used the computer to fill in the gaps. I have this beautiful little circle thing, and it has all these different parts in it, and I write little stuff in there. And it's crazy. Okay. Okay. I tried. All right. No, seriously, if try it. I know it sounds crazy. Put it on your refrigerator. Write some of this stuff down. Let's figure out what's going on with our lives. It's not like we're new at this game, but yet many of us still haven't figured out what we're doing. We get caught up in weird social media crap. There's that crap word again. I don't know where that's coming from. I think there's there it is. It's right there. It's been following me around for a little bit. Jumps up in my voice, makes me say words like that. Let me blame my past lives. I was a Viking at one time. I came from Norway and the Sweden area. My relatives did. So there's a good chance that there's some Viking stuff. And the Vikings weren't very good with their language skills. They had some other issues too, which fortunately I didn't gather all those. I've had a chance to refine myself over the years, but I did pick up some of those things. Of course, you can't hardly watch a movie anymore without learning the language really clearly. It's right out there. So, soul map, please give that a shot, because if we don't deal with it now, we're going to continue to have issues. We're going to continue to have problems. We're going to continue to repeat these things over and over again. Maybe not this life, maybe the next life, the next life, the next life. It's up to you. One other thing which I digress before I finish up is the angel bar. Do you remember me talking about the angel bar before? I think I've shared it with you more than once. I know it's my favorite thing to share. Yeah. Apparently I've shared in other lifetimes too. I just remember that. Okay. It's a dream. It keeps coming back. So imagine, if you would, we die off. Say I died. Okay, I died. I step into the bar, open the door, and there's this bar, smoky. It's got music going. Got 60s country music going for some reason. It shows up in my dreams. And I got Hank Williams, everybody singing and stuff. There's a pool table there. There's a bunch of folks hanging around. Everybody's drinking, smoking, having a good time. And I go, this isn't what I expected. You know, I was kind of thinking I was going to go to heaven or hell or someplace. I certainly didn't expect to be here. In fact, I'm not even sure how I got here. I opened the door and here I am. And I'm in the angel bar. Can you visualize it? Can you smell it? It really is important if you can smell the smoke. That means smell that smoke, right? How about old beer? Yeah, that something comes back. Yeah. How about a whole bunch of men in one spot? I know you girls know what that smells like. So here we are in this angel bar. And I look around at the bar, and it's got peanuts on it. It's got these 5 or 6 guys that look like movie stars. They're all kind of at the bar. They're enjoying the peanuts. They're complaining about how stale the peanuts are. The bartender named Joe, he says, why don't you guys leave once in a while? You're always here. These are the golden spooners. These are the folks that come by and they're born in a rich family, and they're a rock and roll star. They're Elvis Presley. They're Michael Jackson. They're the type that just bloom, and they're famous, and they make all the money, they have big houses, and then they freaking die at 30. And they're back at the bar eating the peanuts, complaining that they're stale. They got the bar full of these golden spooners. The rest of us are around the pool table. There's some tables. And I sit down because I'm a little overwhelmed because I wasn't really expecting to be here. Again, my training told me I'm going to be in heaven. There's going to be golden streets, and there's going to be mansions. And there's going to be a bunch of folks with nails in their hands give me directions. So I go around. And apparently crosses, a lot of crosses. Everybody's got a cross in place. I mean, that's what I visualized this heaven like. But instead I'm at an angel bar, and it's smoky, and it smells kind of bad. And it's got tables. And on the table is an ashtray. Underneath the ashtray is some suggestion slips. What would you like to do in the next life? What would you like to be the next time? And there's these selections you do. And then apparently I asked a waitress and she said, oh, honey, there's a suggestion box on the door on the way out. Take these slips of paper, whatever you want, and put them in the suggestion box, open door, and you'll come into that next life and what you want. That sounds really good, right? I said, oh, yeah, I want to be famous. I want to be wealthy. I want the big house. I want one of those yachts too. I'm putting one of those yachts and stuff. Uh, but it's be a really, really good time to maybe reevaluate your life that you came from. Maybe some business you want to finish up, some things you want to make right. Maybe you were, well, that's another word I can't say, in a previous life. And you thought, well, maybe I should maybe make up for that. Maybe this time, instead of be that mean old man, I'll be a nice soft woman and live in that house on the with the grass shack on the lake or something. This time, it's time for me to give up some of my stuff. I'll do that. I'll put that down. Well, that's a really good idea. And that's really good. Then you just walk through the door, put it there, and boom, open up, wake up, and here you are in the Center of Spiritual Living. Hey, welcome everybody. Hope you enjoyed the Angel Bar. It's really good. But unfortunately, they also serve drinks. And there's also some people start getting in fights. And I will tell you, if you drink the blue drink special, it's going to mess you up bad. Because here I was dancing on the tables. I want to do this. I want to do that. Hey, look at me. Pull my top down. Oh, this is good. Oh, yeah. And I somehow or another got a handful of other people's stuff. And on the way out, I put it in the box. I woke up at 30 go, what the hell did I do? Here I am. Okay, you're all staring at me like deers in headlights here. Do you get it? You have a chance to make a decision differently in the next life, that some things you didn't finish up, now you can take care of it. Whether it's the Angel Bar, whatever it is, but the reality is we come back over and over and over again. And sometimes we have to pay the tithe from what we messed up before. Sometimes we have to finish a business we didn't finish before. Sometimes we have to get over a certain issue that we're tendency to do. But either way, if you do get the Angel Bar, do not do the blue drink special. Just save yourself some trouble. Do not do that. Okay? There's one other thing that helps with healing, and that's create an ancestral ritual. Build altars, sing songs, tell stories that honor your lineage. So if you know what kind of background you came from, it wouldn't hurt to build an altar to that. Maybe spend some time by your candle or think about stuff, whether it's a Day of the Dead something or something with trees or whatever. Spend some time in nature, spend some time in a kind of ritual environment, a little altar thing that to reflect on yourself. That's a good idea. And then the other thing is to use affirmative prayer to claim healing. I release what no longer serves. I reclaim what empowers me. Let's try that one. Repeat after me, please. I release what no longer serves. I don't know if I believe you. Let's do that again. I release what no longer serves. Try it a little bit louder. Amen. I think that's great. That's okay. I can go home now. I'm good. But wait a minute. There's one more part here. I reclaim what empowers me. I reclaim what empowers me. Okay, you're gonna do better than that. I reclaim what empowers me. Stand up. Stand up and say it and believe it. I reclaim what empowers me. I reclaim what empowers me. Amen. Okay. Namaste. Namaste. One other thing that's really good, which is what I've been doing, is listen to music that has powerful words in it that helps heal. So I created last night at 1 o'clock in the morning a song that's designed to help you to meditate and to reclaim your power and let go of things that you don't need no more. So if you would do me a favor and just relax a little bit, I'll hit the button and we'll see if it works. You all who's watching on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead and close your eyes. I won't tell nobody.
I am the breath before birth, the echo beyond death. through lifetimes, gathering wisdom, shedding illusion.
In this moment I remember, not with mind, but with soul. I honor the path I have walked, the lessons etched in light and shadow. In this moment I remember, not with mind, but with soul. I honor the path I have walked, the lessons etched in light and shadow. I call forth the medicine of memory, the grace of forgetting, the power of return. I am whole, I am eternal. I am the spiral, and the spiral leaves me. I am whole, I am eternal. I am the spiral, and the spiral is me.
Well, I hope you appreciate this time we spent and my antics and stuff. I hope it got the message across. Of course, there's a book called Echoes of the Soul, A Science of Mind Reflection. A Science of Mind Reflection on Past Lives and Present Awakening is on Amazon. I'll go ahead and do a plug in case there's somebody online. It takes the teachings of science of mind and talks about this subject and some of the things I talked about, but much more involved if you want to research and learn more. But I appreciate everybody. Thank you for letting me be here. This has been an honor. Namaste, everybody. Special music, right? No, this one's new.